We're going to be building a PC with a bit of a Napoleon complex. Tiny, but packs a punch. Now, I've never built an ITX before, so I'm as green as a first grader. So it's either going to end gloriously or in fire, brimstone, ash, tears, and if it's the latter, please send help. Now, let me preface this by saying that these are not new components, but rather high-end stuff from a few years ago. But don't let that fool you, it will still kick some serious ass, even today. There is one item on this list that might excite you guys that I believe is pretty rare. I've never seen another one out in the wild. So grab your coffee, your cool drink, your beer, your thermal paste, and let's get to work. The Ryzen 9 5950X, 16 cores of pure unadulterated performance in this teeny tiny little package. This little CPU is perfect for this build because it strikes the ideal balance between top-tier gaming and powerhouse performance for creative workloads, workstation tasks, and I've had and used this CPU for the past couple of years with TBO enabled, and it's not once given me any problems. It's just a, We have two 16 gig sticks of DDR4 3600 MHz CL16 G.Skill TridenZ. 64 gigs would have been more ideal, but this will be fine. This little guy, I don't even know how they get them this small. I love it. I think it's so cool. This is the MSI B550i Gaming Edge Wi-Fi ITX. Now, because this build is going to need all the power it can get, pro tip, always overspec your PSU. It's like bringing extra beer to a party. You'll thank me later. For storage, we've got the tasty Sabrent 1TB Gen 4 NVMe. This will be fine for installing an operating system and a couple of apps and a couple of games. Obviously, if I want to expand on it, I'll throw another NVMe in there or an SSD. And it's all going inside this, the NZXT H210 toaster. Whilst it might not be the smallest ITX case in the world, I got it for dirt cheap, so nice. It's pretty cool. I've got space for 120mm fans at the front or a 240mm AIO. I believe I can also fit a 280 with some gymnastics. And when you see the cooler I want to throw in here, that might need to be our backup plan. I've got another space for a 120mm at the back and another one on the top. It can also fit a full-size ATX power supply, which is wonderful for this build, but it does come with this nifty bracket if you have a small form factor power supply. This is the abomination I want to smash on top of the CPU. The legendary NHD15. This is going to be like trying to fit into your favorite jeans after Christmas Day. But hey, I'm always up for a challenge. This cooler is known for its exceptional performance and whisper quiet operation. I've used this thing for years on this 5950X and I absolutely love it. Will it fit? Don't know. But here it is, the crown jewel, a real-life unicorn. I think AMD even forgot they made this thing. It's an OEM Radeon 6900 XT liquid-cooled. It's tiny, it's quiet, it's magical. I love this thing. Now, it's not just any 6900 XT, it's the XTX H variant, boasting 18 gigabit a second memory speeds compared to the usual 16 gigabit a second, along with a faster memory clock speed and a higher GPU clock speed. Essentially, it's a 6950 XT before the 6950 XT. I had to fight a dragon for this thing. Okay, not really, but I had to travel into Boxburg to find it, and it was well worth it. I love this thing 2 bits. It's probably one of the best GPUs I've ever bought, and I think it's perfect for this build. All of these components, barring the CPU, which I bought new about 3 years ago, are all secondhand items. Bought or traded for on carbonite.co.za. If you don't know what Carbonite is, it's a community forum in South Africa for people who want to discuss tech, popular culture, music, movies, etc. And they also host probably the most respected and safe classifieds in the country. The motherboard, the PSU, and the NVMe are untested. The sellers I bought them from have good ratings on Carbonite, so I don't foresee any issues, but you never know. So we've got this tiny case and some pretty high-end stuff going into it. It's either going to end in disaster with my house burning down potentially, or it's going to turn out awesome. Let's find out. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is prep the motherboard. Make sure everything is set up, good to go before you put it into the case. So what I'm going to start with is first removing the AM4 brackets. for the CPU cooler because the NHD15 uses its own proprietary one. Let's install our RAM modules. Okay, he's ready to rock and roll. Look at that, looking really good. It's so flippin' small, man. Look at this thing. I mean, are you seeing this, guys? Are you flippin' seeing this? This is insane. Then I'm gonna put the cooler on. Let's just make sure it's all aligned. I will put thermal paste, don't you worry. The way I like to do thermal paste, I know everyone's different. I like to do it in a sort of X pattern and then have little dots in between. And I always find that gives a really good spread. Create an X, almost edge to edge, and then fill in little dots in between each side, like that. Let's try and line her up nicely again. There we go. Now you don't want to add too much pressure to one side at a time. You'll need even distribution of pressure on each side, and you can't actually over tighten these. They get to a point where the torque is correct and they stop. That looks great. I mean, it also looks absolutely ridiculous. It looks so, oh my god. Look at this thing, guys. It's absolutely nuts. A CPU cooler with a motherboard. Okay, so now is going to be the moment of truth. If we can actually fit this motherboard with the NHD15 attached to it. So I'm going to be doing it up vertically just so you guys can see what's going on here. Let's pop her in. Oh, good lordy lord, it fits. It actually fits. Oh yeah.
You sure about that?
I just realized something really stupid. I can't screw this thing down until the NHD15 is attached. Oh man, this is not easy. Okay, you need to plan what you're doing here.
Make sure everything is set up, good to go before you put it into the case.
I had to take the CPU cooler off because I cannot get to that one screw down there. I just couldn't get to it. Just wanted to show you guys. Look how well that thermal paste is spread. Isn't that awesome? Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm gonna put this back together and I'll be back with you shortly. After a lot of fingering and probing and pushing things into little crevices. Look how beautiful. There's space here at the back. I wonder if I can fit a 120. To retry. It's so tight, guys. It's so tight. Like, there's no space there, but I really want to. Oh, by the way, I'm using the NZXT fans that came with the case. Oh my lordy lord, it fits. It fits. It fits. Everything is fine.
This is fine.
Oh wait. God damn it. Why did I speak too soon again? No, it doesn't fit. Would it fit on top? Okay. Plan B. Just wait.
2 hours later.
Oh, okay. These scythe fans, these will 100% fit. You guys reckon I should put one at the top? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put one at the top as well. Next thing, let's get our power supply in. Still haven't decided what I'm gonna do in terms of GPU. Am I gonna run one single cable or do we split it over two? I think I'm gonna run with one. If I run into any issues, I will then add a second one. But I think for now, one will be fine. I'm getting excited now. This is gonna be such a dope build when it's done. Damn. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it though. I'm building it basically because I was going to sell all these parts. And then along came a deal where someone wanted to swap my motherboard, my old B550 board, and was going to give me an ITX board, this one. That completely piqued my interest and I was like, I've never built an ITX before, let's do it. So here we are. So this GPU, I've got a 6950 XT as well, an XFX one. And this GPU, well, not quite as fast. I'm literally talking like 2% slower. It runs a hell of a lot cooler and quieter. You can never hear this thing. It's always just dead silent. As opposed to the XFX one, with the hotspots hitting like 100 degrees sometimes, and it just sounds like a tornado. So that's why I'm very excited to have this one up and running again. And there she is. What do you guys think? Let's try this. Okay, let's try this without setting anything on fire. The amount of times I've taken these fans off and on trying to get things into place is ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this, guys, standing up so you can sort of see what's going on. Here. All right, in she goes, in she goes, in she goes. All right. I'm going to try plug in this GPU now. Hey, look at that. Oh, guys, I have to show you this. Look at this. not even screwed in yet, but look at that. Look how perfectly she fits in there. One thing I learned doing ITX builds, pre-plan everything. The amount of times I had to pull this apart just because I forgot something, and I don't think it's only me. When I watch other people do ITX builds, they complain about the same thing. And if they're not, they're editing it out. That was challenging. There was a lot of swearing off of camera. I've run the cables for the AIO really neatly across over here. I guess now all that's left is see if this tiny Titan can work. Okay, so I've got everything plugged in, got my portable monitor set up. Moment of truth. Why am I so nervous? God damn. And she's on. She's on, guys. Fans are spinning. Looking for a post. Looking for a post. Fans are ramping up and slowing down. Good sign. Come on, baby. Please. Please give me something. Please. Could be memory training. Can't see the debug LEDs really. They are changing. What? We have something? Yes! Look at that. Look at that. My first ITX build. First time it works. Okay, wait. Touch wood. Touch wood. Touch wood. Nothing goes wrong. So it's not running at any XMP profiles. It's only running at 2133. If I add XMP, it won't boot. Just hangs. The BIOS dates over there. 07/02/2020. So that could possibly be our issue right there. And there we have it. My first ITX build, and I must say, ticking all the boxes. This machine is so cool. It's tiny, it runs cool, it runs quiet, which is, I'm so anal about that. I want a quiet machine. And that little triangle of the perfect machine is what we have here in my eyes. I've been running some benchmarks and it's been landing exactly where it should be landing on every sort of metric in that sense. Thank you for joining me on this little adventure. I hope to see you guys in the next video. And speaking of the next video, keep a lookout for that because it's going to be a good one, guys. I think you're really going to like it. Have a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.